Morning, sorry it's a bit late. I've had a really bad sinus infection all week, which is why I've not been able to do this up until now. But this is just a very quick introduction to WordPress. Just take you through a few of the basics, themes, plugins, post versus page, an example of using a builder like Elementor and how to update. So themes, these are skins for your website. So if I come to this one, and let me just turn these two off. So the theme is the skin of your website. So it will give you a header, a footer, a body content, and a post layout. That's the most basic version. So you can see here, even if I wrote the same content, let's just go ahead and live preview this one. So you can see the layout, you can see the pictures are there, the words are there, the links are there. So all that content would stay exactly the same. But if I switch out the theme, let's have a look at what this one looks like. You can now see how the same content is here, so the same photos, same title, but the look of it is completely changed. And again, there's another one there. Oh, that must be the same as the last one. So there you go on themes. Themes are made up of a header, which will be consistent across every page, the footer, which will be consistent across every page, the page layout in the sense of this has got a sidebar widget, so that'll be the same across all pages, and it will also have a blog layout and a post layout. So that will all be pre-designed for you. You just add the content, and there'll be a little bit of customization that you can do in here, but on the whole the theme is pretty much there to be used as it is. So let's go back to Elementor, and you'll see this will strip down all so there's no styling there, and you'll see why in a minute. So that's what theme does. Let's go back to the admin. Plugins. So plugins are just additional functionality. So if I come back to the dashboard and have a look at plugins, let's say you want to add some SEO capabilities, or let's say you want to add a contact form, for example. I can just search for contact. Here's some contact form plugins, so I can pick one that I want, install it, activate it, and now I've got that additional functionality. So plugins are great for building out anything that you can think of. If you want shop, it's on the go slow today. And there you go. So WooCommerce is obviously the most famous one on WordPress. Anything you can think of, you can just search there. With plugins, I do recommend don't go too heavy on them. Keep it really basic and really light. So key plugins that I mentioned: Updraft Plus, that's a backup one, so it'll take a backup of your website. WordFence for security, and Rank Math for SEO. Those are some that I use. So post versus pages. I've not written anything on that. That's helpful. So pages are static. So you make your page, you put that content in, and it stays roughly the same most of the time. Whereas a post, the idea is that the theme will give you a layout for your posts. You add your content to your post and click publish, and WordPress does all the work in the background to add it to your blog page, to make a page for it individually so people can read that individual blog post, to add the category filter to it, so on and so forth. So pages and posts, you can design them in exactly the same way if you wanted to, but the best way to use them: pages, think static, not going to change too often. Posts are dynamic, you're going to fill in the content, you're going to add a post, click publish, and WordPress will do all the magic to make it appear on the website for you. That's the real stripped down way of describing posts versus pages. Builder, Elementor, Did I reactivate it? Let's just reactivate it. So Elementor I love because it gives you control over every aspect of it. So for some people it's a bit much, but if you want to absolutely design your own website in a very kind of Wix, Squarespace, Webflowy way, if I come to edit with Elementor, click on there, it will reload the page for me. And now as you move the mouse around, you'll see all the different sections highlight whichever bit I'm working on. So I can come into here, change the icon, come into here. One of the easiest ways actually is here. You can see the layout now. So if I go to heading, that's where I can change the heading. So, oops. This is just something that I've literally just installed this morning, and just put in some stock information so I can start building it out and playing with it. I'm just playing with designs for a local photographer. So that's how Elementor works, and then you just click publish and it goes live. One of the things I really do love about it, and that would be useful for anyone who's starting out, is the kit library. So if I come out of here, all the way back to WordPress, Elementor kit library. Now kit library is basically themes within Elementor. So remember I said that the theme that I was using was really blank and didn't really add much to it. Here are all the themes that Elementor has that are built with Elementor. So that means you can customize every single bit of it. So there's one for books, view demo. So I could just click apply kit and this website would be built for me straight away. And then I can go in and customize everything. So customize the images, customize the text, the colors, all that kind of stuff, add to it, take stuff out. But it's a really quick way of getting up and running if you want a great looking website really quickly. So I believe that's everything. Oh, how to update. So in WordPress, so these are all the plugins that I've got going for this one. You see I've got 8 updates here, and all you do is with Updraft Plus, I tick the box to say run the backup before you do the update, select all of the plugins, click update. It'll make a backup of the website, it will run all the updates. If for any reason, and it's quite rare that it happens, but it can happen, a plugin breaks your website, you can then just go back into Updraft Plus and restore the previous version. So at least you know you've got a working website while you work out what's going on with the plugins. So there's a very quick introduction to WordPress. I hope that's been helpful. If there's anything you'd like me to go into more detail about, just let me know and I'll be happy to.